Tell me about the Elephant Man. Did that experience playing that character have an effect on you?
The actual working process did. After the first couple of months working on it, I found that I'd been trying to create the same character every night, but after a few months, that was starting to stagnate. It felt really hard to kind of reproduce him the same way every night, so I became a lot more free around my interpretation of him. I didn't really buy the line that he was that saintly. I mean, I found something quite... I would have imagined, being a Londoner, that there would have been a certain kind of sardonic quality about all these people suddenly looking up to him. And I think he would feel very happy with the position he was suddenly put. There were a lot of freaks in London at that time, so-called freaks. And he was just suddenly plucked out of them, and he must have thought, this is great. You know, this is fantastic. Look at that, you know, they're getting food and all these people are, you know. There would be an element of that in him, so he was a bit kind of played around with his position a lot.
Detecting a kind of hypocrisy in the attitude.
Yeah, I think so. My interpretation was possibly more humorous than some of the others. When I was writing the song Let's Dance, the feeling of it for me, it wasn't sort of a get up and party type song. There was a kind of a desperation behind it. And I thought in visual terms that I would take that desperation to its logical conclusion, which in the desperation of dance is a society trying to manifest its innermost feelings through dance. And I thought that visually the idea of finding a tribe and a country that hadn't been seen that much, like Australia, and taking the tribe out of its tribal gear, and because the Aborigines in Australia, that's where I filmed the thing, no longer want to be considered the last cavemen of the world. I mean, that's the last thing they want. The young Aborigines want to be part of the Australian society, and it's very hard for them to be able to become part of that society. And one very rarely sees them in blue jeans and work shirts, which is how they are and what they wear. And the look of the country is so kind of alien that it represented, in fact, any state where that kind of situation exists. Any third world state, a lot of our Western capitals, but it's not identifiable with any particular city or country. So it was a good kind of slightly surrealist kind of vision, really.
What leads you, though, at this stage of your life into that kind of universal statement?
I think having being able to make these 3.5-minute movies, and they're repeated all over the world. They're shown all the time, all over the world. It just seems like a great waste just to make them as promos for a new song. It should be able to say something as well, with the amount of repetition of these things, shown so many times. They might as well say something with them. It's just as much work to try and sell the song as to try and sell a statement, so it's no more work, really.